Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is Gabe with Indigo Software, genuine Microsoft software for less. So in today's video, we're going to teach you guys how to easily learn any topic with ChatGPT quickly. So as we know, this tool has gone through extensive learning and has a vast amount of information in its databases and can provide you with instant responses that can help you learn topics faster. Now, before we jump into that, if you're interested in genuine Microsoft software at a great price, check out Indigo Software. We'll have links in the description box below. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first tip that we have for you guys is to act as an examiner. So we're going to instruct GPT to act as an examiner as if we were taking an in-person test, which can be a lot scarier than a written test. So I've copy and pasted this prompt here. You are an examiner examining CompTIA A+. Please ask 2 questions for the topic laptop hardware. Wait for my response before asking each question individually. Begin by asking the first question, then waiting for my response. At the end of the questions, go back and critique my response to each question and provide example answers. All right, so with that typed up, I'm gonna hit enter. Question 1, what are the main components of a laptop that are typically upgradable? Please provide your response. So I'm gonna enter RAM, hard drive, video, sound cards, and Wi-Fi cards. I would say that this is the hardware that's typically upgradable in a laptop. So we were partially correct on video and sound cards, and we were correct on the other responses. Now let's move on to the second question. What does an SSD upgrade offer in comparison to an HDD in a laptop? Please explain the advantages. Okay, so we'll put solid state drives have no moving parts, offering improved durability and reliability over hard drives. They also offer faster speeds, but typically come in at a higher price point. Another advantage is the form factor, which is typically smaller in solid state drives. Okay, this is the answer I came up with. Go ahead and press enter and we'll see what it says. All right, so it's telling me what I explained here. And what's nice about this is it's kind of taking my answers, it's telling me whether I'm correct, and then it's elaborating and further explaining my answers. So in this case, it's telling us why SSDs are more resistant to physical shock and less susceptible to mechanical failures. It's telling us that we get faster boot times, quicker application launches, and overall snappier system performance, and so on. So again, we got them correct. And I could continue this by telling ChatGPT to continually give me more and more answers. So the first tip is to have ChatGPT act as an examiner and ask you questions on a topic. Now our next tip is to use the Pareto principle. The Pareto principle states that 80% of your results will come from just 20% of your learning. And the main problem is that it's really difficult to identify what exactly that 20% is. So we're gonna see what ChatGPT can output from this prompt here. We'll leave these prompts in the description if you guys want to copy and paste them and try these things out for yourself. So we'll go ahead and enter this to the chatbot. It took this as laptop hardware. We could specify any specific topic or prompt that we want, but basically it's giving us a summary of the most crucial or most important information that we can learn on this. And it's also telling us how to learn it. So pretty interesting stuff. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. All right, the next tip that we have for you guys is expert skill tips. So when you're learning a topic, we want to learn the important steps that are involved, but it's also important to learn expert level skills to help you really master a topic. So what we're looking for here is specifically expert level tips that are going to help us grasp this concept in further detail. So we told ChatGPT, you are an expert technician specializing in Windows Server operating systems. Please generate a step-by-step guide for performing the following: upgrading from Windows Server Standard to Data Center. And we have a couple more things here, so let's see what it does. All right, so here we have a step-by-step guide on exactly how to upgrade Windows Server Standard to Data Center. I like how it's giving us some requisites to check before we even get started. And then we have all the steps required to do this. And then at the very bottom, we have a handful of these expert level tips. Always back up your server, ensure you have a valid license key, and more. Now, one of the best ways to learn something is through working examples. So rather than trying to reinvent the wheel, using examples of things that have already worked is a good way to start. So for the next prompt, we're going to input that into GPT. Provide me with some mental models or analogies to help me understand and remember this difficult topic. And instantly we get a really good output here. Lots of information and different analogies that we can use. Example exercises: can you explain the purpose of upgrading from Windows Server Standard to Data Center in one sentence? So the point of this step was to break things down into simple terms or use analogies to help us better understand a topic. Now for the next one, this is specific to learning a language. So one of the best ways to learn a language is to speak with somebody whose first or native language is in the language that you're trying to learn. And GPT can take on this role. So here we've entered a prompt. You are a language tutor. You are to conduct a role play in Spanish with me. In the role play, you are a tour guide and I am an American tourist asking about what to do in Puerto Rico. And then a few more things, so let's see how it does. Please respond with your questions or concerns in Spanish, and I'll provide feedback in English and continue the conversation. All right, so I gave my best attempt at a response here in Spanish, so let's input that and see what it does. Your Spanish is clear and understandable, just a small correction. Necesito means I need, but in this context you should use quiero, which means I want, when expressing your desire to visit Culebra. Keep up the good work. So I could continue this conversation, and this can help me really quickly start to better understand the language and learn it at a fast rate. Next, we're gonna position GPT as a learning expert. And in this case, we want to learn Japanese. So we're asking it for the 5 best tools, apps, websites, or techniques for learning the above topic. We'll go ahead and input that. And immediately it's giving recommendations for us on what tools and apps or websites we can use to better learn Japanese quickly. Now, for the last tip, there is a lot of research and well-documented findings in visualization when it comes to success. So we're going to run off of the last input and ask it to help us come up with visualization exercises. So press enter here, and immediately it's coming up with what it thinks we should do to visualize ourselves learning the language of Japanese. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop those in the comment section below, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Again, if you're interested in genuine Microsoft software at a great price, check out Indigo Software. We'll have links in the description box below. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.